She's waiting in the shadows of a smoke-filled room, lips red as sin, eyes that dare you to look away. One smile, and you're hooked. One kiss, and you're finished. Tonight, we're digging up the most iconic femme fatales in cinema history. Some you know by name, others slipped through the cracks. But every one of them proves the same thing. In film noir, the most dangerous weapon was never the gun. Imagine you're hitchhiking across the desert, broke, desperate, and chasing a dream. And when Anne Savage's Vera steps into the car, everything changes. That's Detour. Her character is pure venom, sharp-tongued, manipulative, and utterly in control. She meets Al Roberts, a down-on-his-luck pianist on his way to California, and turns his road trip into a nightmare of blackmail and bad luck. Every time he tries to wriggle free, Vera tightens the noose, until it feels like the whole story belongs to her. Savage doesn't play Vera like a temptress. She plays her like a trap. Sharp, cold, and aggressive, in a way that still feels shocking, even now. The movie may have been made quickly on a shoestring budget, but her performance doesn't just rise above it, it defines it and gives the film teeth. Detour is remembered as a cult noir classic, and that's almost entirely because of her. Jean Simmons has the kind of beauty that seems untouchable, but here she turns it into something lethal. She plays Diane Tremaine, a wealthy young woman with wide eyes and a soft, fragile voice that hides a streak of cold calculation. When she draws an ambulance driver into her world, played by Robert Mitchum, the romance curdles into manipulation and murder, every tender moment carrying the weight of a death sentence. Released in 1953, the film shocked audiences with its icy fatalism, and much of that power comes from Simmons herself. Behind the scenes, though, she was under enormous pressure. After Simmons rejected the advances from then RKO studio boss Howard Hughes, he ordered director Otto Preminger to treat her harshly. In one infamous scene, he demanded Robert Mitchum slap Simmons again and again until Mitchum turned and punched Preminger. "Is that how you want it?" he asked. But it's that mixture of allure and menace, vulnerability and cruelty that makes Simmons unforgettable. An angelic face that was the most dangerous mask of all. In most noirs, the femme fatale seduces with glamour. In this one, she doesn't even need that. Joan Bennett's Kitty March wrecks a man's life with nothing but greed, cruelty, and a smile she never means. She plays a streetwise hustler who spots a lonely cashier and realizes she can bleed him dry. With the help of her scheming boyfriend, she draws him into a spiral of lies, blackmail, and humiliation, all while convincing him it's love. Every smile is bait, every promise a snare. Directed by Fritz Lang, the film sinks into pure fatalism, a slow collapse of a man's life with no redemption and no escape. And at the center of it all is Bennett, tightening the screws until there's nothing left. What made it even more striking was her casting. Audiences knew Bennett from comedies and romances, not as a femme fatale. But here she flips the script, showing that ordinary charm could be just as lethal as Hollywood glamour, proving that greed and selfishness could destroy a man's life just as completely as any siren's spell. Imagine you're a detective called to the crime scene of a beautiful, successful advertising executive who's been shot in the face just inside her own door. That's where you meet Laura, played by Gene Tierney. But the mystery only deepens. Everyone who knew Laura tells a different story. The cynical columnist who shaped her, the weak playboy who was going to marry her, each painting their own portrait of a woman no one really knew. Detective McPherson becomes obsessed with a ghost, falling for a dead woman through her letters and that haunting portrait. Then she walks through the door, alive, and nothing is what it seemed. When Otto Preminger took over directing, he told Tierney to stop acting. Just think what you're thinking. That restraint made her hypnotic. She redefined what a femme fatale could be. Not fire and fury, but an absence that haunts a memory. Perhaps she's the only femme fatale who does her most damage while presumed dead. Rita Hayworth's transformation in The Lady from Shanghai remains one of cinema's most shocking reinventions. Director Orson Welles, her husband at the time, stripped away everything that made her Hollywood's love goddess: the flowing auburn hair, the warmth, the accessibility. He chopped her locks into a platinum blonde bob and turned her into something cold, calculating, and utterly magnetic. As Elsa Bannister, Hayworth crafted a femme fatale unlike any other. She's not just dangerous, she's unknowable, a hall of mirrors herself. Her soft voice masks razor-sharp manipulation, drawing Michael O'Hara into a web where every escape route leads deeper into the trap. The famous funhouse mirror climax literalizes what Hayworth does throughout, fracturing her image into countless deceptive reflections. This wasn't the Rita audiences wanted. They rejected this icy blonde stranger, and the film flopped. But Hayworth's performance endures as a brave artistic leap, proving she could embody complexity and menace as powerfully as she once embodied desire. Two killers walk into a diner looking for a man. They find him, and he doesn't run. He just lies on his bed, waiting to die. That's what Ava Gardner's Kitty Collins does to men in The Killers. She's the black hole at the center of the story. Everything bends toward her, and nothing escapes. Gardner plays her with a lazy, dangerous magnetism. When she tells Burt Lancaster she's no good for him, she's not warning him, she's daring him to try anyway. This was Gardner's breakout, the role that transformed her from MGM contract player to genuine star. Producer Mark Hellinger saw something in her that the studio hadn't, not just beauty, but the ability to make men destroy themselves willingly. She doesn't shoot anyone or plan the heist, she just exists, and men line up to ruin their lives for her. The ultimate femme fatale power move. She's got a gun in her hand and madness in her eyes. That's Peggy Cummins as Annie Laurie Starr in Gun Crazy, and she doesn't just love violence, she needs it like a drug. Watch her face during the robberies. While her man Bart trembles with guilt, Annie's eyes light up like she's found religion. Director Joseph H. Lewis told Cummins, "You're a female dog in heat and you want him, but don't let him have it in a hurry. Keep him waiting. Every heist is foreplay. Every getaway is ecstasy." And she absolutely nails it. The film was too raw for 1950. Audiences weren't ready for a woman who got aroused by danger itself, who corrupted a man not through manipulation, but through shared adrenaline. She doesn't trick him into violence. She makes him crave it. Cummins understood what Lewis wanted. The thrill of the crime was the seduction. She turned armed robbery into a twisted love scene, making Annie the most disturbingly honest femme fatale ever filmed. A train hurtling through the night, a cop protecting a witness, a woman who might get everyone killed. Marie Windsor's Mrs. Neal in The Narrow Margin turns a cramped train compartment into the most dangerous place in America. Windsor plays her like a coiled rattlesnake in a fur coat. She's supposedly the widow of a mob boss heading to testify, but every word out of her mouth sounds like a lie wrapped in a threat. When she tells the cop she's scared, she sounds like she's deciding whether to let him live. This was 1952. RKO needed a cheap thriller, shot it in 13 days. But Windsor made those constraints work for her. Trapped in those tiny train compartments, her performance fills every inch of space with menace. She makes you understand why someone would pay killers good money to shut her up, or why they'd die trying to protect her. You never actually understand the plot of The Big Sleep, and neither did the people who made it. But that's not why you're watching. You're watching for Lauren Bacall as Vivian Rutledge, who walks into Marlowe's office and makes smoking look like a competitive sport. She's not the killer. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? What matters is how Bacall plays her, like a woman who's 3 moves ahead in a chess game, only she knows they're playing. Every line she delivers sounds like a dare. When she and Bogart discuss horse racing, they're not talking about horses. Howard Hawks shot her like a panther, all shadows and angles. She was only 20 in her second film, teaching Hollywood that a femme fatale didn't need to pull a trigger. She just needed to make a man wonder if she might. The sexiest murder mystery, where the murder doesn't even matter. Yvonne DiCarlo slithers through Criss Cross like smoke through a nightclub, playing Anna Dundee, the ex-wife who turns Burt Lancaster's life into a death spiral. He can't escape. She doesn't need to scheme or seduce. She just exists, and men destroy themselves trying to possess her. DiCarlo plays Anna as almost passive, letting men project their fantasies onto her while she takes what she wants. When Lancaster's Steve finds her dancing in that nightclub, married to another hood, she doesn't apologize or explain. She just lets him fall all over again. The genius of DiCarlo's performance is how little she gives you. Is Anna evil or just survival smart? Does she love Steve or use him? She keeps you guessing until the bitter end. Director Robert Schudmack shoots her through smoke and shadows, never letting you see her clearly, just like Steve never does. She makes you understand why a man would plan an armored car heist for a woman who already left him once. Some women pull triggers. Anna just stands there and lets men pull their own.
Gilda, are you decent?
Me? Sure, I'm decent.
And with that, she created the moment that launched a million fantasies and destroyed the idea that good girls finish first. She enters peeling off a long black glove in that infamous "put the blame on Mame" number, and every gesture is a calculated assault on the production code. Hayworth knew exactly what she was doing, taking her pin-up goddess image and twisting it into something dangerous. What makes Gilda legendary isn't just the striptease or the glove. It's how Hayworth plays the entire film, like a woman performing innocence while everyone knows she's guilty. Of what? Everything. Nothing. It doesn't matter. She makes Johnny and the audience complicit in whatever she's hiding. Every smile suggests a secret. Every laugh sounds like a confession she'll never make. Hayworth turned being bad into an art form and made it look so good that 80 years later, we're still trying to figure out if Gilda was the victim or the villain. That's the point. She's both. Most femme fatales want money or revenge. Lily Carver wants something glowing in a box that will literally burn the world down. Welcome to Kiss Me Deadly, where the women are deadlier than the atom bomb they're chasing. Gabby Rogers plays Lily with wide-eyed innocence that curdles into pure apocalyptic greed. She trembles, she whimpers, she needs protection, until she doesn't. When she finally opens that box, her face transforms from angel to demon in the nuclear light. She wants it so badly she'll die for it, and take everyone with her. This was 1955's nightmare. That desire itself had become radioactive. Director Robert Aldrich turned the femme fatale into the atomic age's perfect metaphor. She doesn't just destroy the man who loves her anymore. She literally unleashes hell. The film was so nihilistic, critics didn't know what to do with it. Now it's considered the noir that ended noir. "Baby, I don't care," says Robert Mitchum when Jane Greer tells him she's no good. That's the whole movie right there. He knows exactly what she is, and he walks into the trap anyway. Greer plays Kathy Moffat like quicksand. The harder you fight, the faster you sink. She shoots men with the casual ease most women apply lipstick. When she swears she didn't take the money, she's so convincing you almost believe her, even after you've seen her lie about everything else. She was only 22, acting opposite Mitchum at his most world-weary, but she holds the screen like a veteran. Director Jacques Tourneur shot her emerging from Mexican cantinas like a dream you can't wake up from, bathed in that perfect noir light that makes betrayal look beautiful. Ultimately, what makes Greer so dangerous is how she lies, with total conviction, even when you've just watched her do the opposite. She's not playing innocent. She's daring you to call her guilty. Pure noir perfection wrapped in a baby face. Lana Turner in white. That's all director Tay Garnett needed. White turban, white shorts, white halter top against tanned skin. Cora Smith isn't hiding her intentions. She's daring you to stop her. She walks into frame, and the whole film shifts into overdrive. Turner plays her as pure appetite wrapped in suburban respectability. She wants her husband dead, wants his restaurant, wants John Garfield's Frank, wants everything, right now. Every gesture drips with barely contained violence and desire. She turns, making a hamburger into foreplay, wipes down a counter like she's planning a murder. Turner understood that Cora's danger wasn't in what she said. It was in the hunger behind every ordinary action. She made the mundane feel lethal, and murder never looked so good in white. Barbara Stanwyck descends a staircase wearing an anklet and changes Hollywood forever. As Phyllis Dietrichson, she's not just a murderess, she's Murder Incorporated, with a blonde wig and a smile that could freeze blood. Director Billy Wilder fought to cast her when everyone said she was too tough and not seductive enough. That was the point. Phyllis isn't a temptress, she's a predator. Watch Stanwyck's eyes when she asks about accident insurance. They go dead, like a shark's. She's already figured out 3 ways to kill her husband and make Walter Neff take the fall. Stanwyck played her without a drop of sympathy or warmth. She understood that Phyllis was pure calculation wrapped in blonde curls. When Phyllis shoots Neff, then lets him shoot her back, Stanwyck doesn't even flinch. She just looks satisfied, like everything went according to plan. The original femme fatale, accepting no substitutes. Every deadly woman since has been chasing Barbara's anklet down those stairs. That wraps up our look at the most unforgettable femme fatales. I'm sure we missed a few, so let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more peeks behind the velvet curtain. Thanks for watching.